Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. My guides, talk to me. I hope you're all doing great. Let's get it going. Talk to me what's going on with the Cancerians in early December, please and thank you. It's almost the most wonderful time of year, my friends. I hope you're all getting ready. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer, as we're getting close to the new year as well, my friends, right? Time seems to be moving very, very quick. All right, there we go. First card out. Okay, we have the Alchemist here. Beautiful. Now, this is a big card of focus. It's a card of creation and manifesting, Virgo energy as well, even though this isn't a tarot deck. And there's a lot of complexity to this card. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So, if you look at the imagery, we see this person. They have the alchemical symbol of the sun right there on the third eye. It does represent illumination, or somebody who has reached another state of understanding, looking at that potion, looking at that creation. So for a lot of you, hey, maybe there is something you have a huge focus on right now, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's life in general. There's a huge laser focus on something here. But a big thing with this card also, it to me represents manifesting and creating. So for a lot of Cancerians, now is a great time for you to try to create your future or what your next steps moving forward are. This is a beautiful energy for that. It's wise, it's focused. Now for some of you, if you are connected to a Virgo, they could be highlighted here in a very big way, because this does remind me of the Hermit. There's a little bit of a solitude with this card as well. It's not necessarily a negative, but there's some sort of solitude within this card. For a portion of you, I just need to say maybe there is someone that is focused on you as well, right? So if there's not something you are laser focused on, you could possibly be under somebody's microscope when that card is there, right? And I'm not saying that to be nefarious. It's not meant to be scary, but it is what it is, right? So we're just going to put that down right there. Hopefully it's just creating and manifesting for you, which I would do actively. But yeah, let's get him over there and right into tarot. And I always say this first card here, it never makes or breaks the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. Let's see what tarot has for you. We're going to get you 3 in the upright before we get into the intuitive juiciness. So shuffle it up one time for the Cancerians. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was titled Big Win Incoming. It was a beautiful energy I picked up for you last week. So I hope you did have a win of some kind. I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes, right? They could be emotional wins, they could be monetary wins, romantic wins, and the energy looked really good for a lot of Cancers. Now, if you didn't, that energy could still bleed over into the coming days and weeks, even if this reading is a little challenging. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to, right? Let's get 3 cards out for the Cancers, my guides. Let's see what's happening with my friends in early December. First card out. Thank you very much. 2 of Cups. There could be a big focus on interpersonal relationships, right? That this could be the focus, whether you're focused on it or someone's focused on you. 2 of Cups is generally a beautiful card, beautiful energy. Let's get a couple more out here and build this story out. Soul ties, soul connections. It's very affectionate, super loving. Okay, Page of Pentacles, a card of new, but also this is a card of communication. Like it. I'm liking what we're feeling so far, Cancer. Let's keep moving. Get you one more. What do we got? All right, the deck is being a little jumbly right now. Let's get one more. Thank you. Justice, karmic energy right here on the back end. So we have an interesting mixture of stuff to really take a look at here this week, Cancer. And we shall do that once we get justice in place. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, we have a mixture of things happening here. Notice that we have the water element, we have earth, we also have air, major arcana, so there's a lot happening. Now, usually when we mix water and earth, that does represent possibilities, so the good energies could still be bleeding over, but let's go through piece by piece, because I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a complex one. Position number 1, we have the Two of Cups. So, as I already mentioned, this could be a big focus on partnerships. Now, of course, this could be romantic, doesn't always have to be. When I see the Two of Cups, as with all twos, it could represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads, but most importantly with the Two of Cups is partnerships. Now, this is, to me, a card of soul ties, someone where it's like you and them are like peanut butter and jelly, you know, like you work together very well. Generally, this is a really nice, easy flowing card of soul ties, okay? So, in my simplistic style, it could just represent something about a connection that you have with somebody or how somebody you're connected to could be feeling when we clarify it. Now, as with all cards, there's a positive, there's also challenges. When the Two of Cups flips in reverse, or when we look at the tougher side of it, it can represent disharmony, not seeing eye to eye with someone as well, like where you and them are butting heads, there might be miscommunications and stuff like that. But we're not going to go that route just yet, okay? It could be very simple. We don't always have to make overly complex messages with the cards because it could just be something very, very simple. Now, moving to the center, we have the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy. So you might be connected to Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. If not, I always say all pages are messengers, all pages are students, specifically this Page of Pentacles. So it could also represent children or people that are younger than you. But when I see the Page of Pentacles, to me, it's somebody that is wanting to learn something brand new, whether it's going to school, learning a new skill, studying up on certain things. Now, remember with the first Oracle card, it was that hermit type of energy. This is also a wise student type of energy as well. So there is something attached to learning that we have here in this week's reading for the Cancerians. But a big thing with the Page of Pentacles is that it's a messenger, so we could be seeing a talk or a conversation of some sort when this card is here, especially if you're not connected to an earth sign. Generally, I like page energy, okay? It's something that could be in its early stages. It could be even something as simple as an idea, right? Like page energy is generally pretty good. Now, moving to the back end, we have Lady Justice. Let me get these cards settled a little bit here. Try to get them as straight as possible. It's not as easy as it looks. And with Lady Justice, this is the card that represents the Libra collective. So you might be connected to Libra, you might not. But to me, this card could mean a lot of different things. It's a card of legal situations. It's a card that often shows up when people are signing contracts. So if you're signing a contract, putting your signature on anything, make sure you read the fine print when Lady Justice is here. Sometimes she can represent decisions and choices as well. But the biggest thing with this card is equality, fairness, but also extremely karmic. Out of all the cards in the deck, I would say this is the most karmic one. Okay, so whether it's karmic cycles, karmic connections, karmic lessons, karmic blessings. It could be all sorts of things that speak about the cycles of life that we work through. Okay, generally I do like justice energy because it seems to balance things out. So if you have been going through a time where things have been a little askew, things have been a little off, things haven't been super balanced, when Lady Justice rolls in, it has a very good way of making things right. Okay, so maybe someone's going to get served up a dose of karma. That's a possibility as well. So there's a lot of possibilities here in this reading, Cancer. I want to dive deeper on it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the Cancerians and see what's happening in early December. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for Cancer? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Two of Cups here? Why is the Two of Cups in the mix? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Two of Cups time. What's happening? Why is that Two of Cups here? All right, yeah, the deck is being specific now. I like specific messages, though. Wow. Okay, we have the Sun. This is beautiful. So for some of you, you might be connected to Leo. Maybe you have Leo placements here. The Sun is the most positive card in the whole entire deck, and this is just giving me a burst of love, light, it's truth, it's abundance. This is really good. So whether this is how you see someone or that's how someone sees you, I could say that you might have an admirer of some kind, Cancer. That's a big thing I'm picking up here with the sun underneath the Two of Cups. Now, once again, I did say the sun, it is the one that does connect to the Leo collective. It doesn't have to be Leo, though. And when I see this, it could represent clarity, right? Aside from the beauty and this being the most positive cards of wins and victories, this to me is a card that represents seeing things clearly. Nothing can hide in the rays of the sun, right? Like you could try to get some shade, but the sun illuminates everything. And even going back to this card in the very beginning, notice it has the alchemical symbol of the sun on the third eye. Now we have the sun here with the Two of Cups. So for a lot of Cancerians, you could really be having a lot of realizations about the connections you're in right now, about people that you're very closely tied to. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is an admiration or someone admiring you. So for a portion of you, if there is not somebody you're admiring, because that could be it. I mean, even with a page energy, it's like crush type of energy, which is interesting. There is someone that may look upon you like, yes, this person's everything. Like, this is a beautiful energy. And if that's not something you do have right now, that's something that could be coming in for a lot of Cancerians. I would say this is a win in the relationship realm for sure, interpersonal. Remember, Two of Cups doesn't always have to just be romantic. It could be like a best friend. Soulmates don't always have to be romantic, but this is just a beautiful tie and it's idealized. So I really do like this. If that's something you don't have in your life currently, that could come in. So I would claim that energy. Let's keep moving over to the Page of Pentacles. So much love here. So much love here. I love it. Let's see what that page has to say, though. We're starting off real good. We're kind of picking up where we left off last week, and I like that. So why is the Page of Pentacles here? We'll see how it goes when we get over to Lady Justice, like I said. But what's happening with that Page of Pentacles? What's happening with that page? Thank you. Oh, wow. All right, we have the Moon in reverse. So illuminating, someone coming up out of nowhere, someone popping up out of nowhere with this energy. I love it. I think it's really good. Oh, man, I just knocked the cards off. Let me try to get them fixed up for you. The moon, especially since it's like right next to the sun as well. This is beautiful yin-yang type of energy. Now, the moon represents Pisces. It could also represent you to some readers as well. But the fact that it's in reverse, generally this to me is a card of the hidden. It's a card of things that are obscured, not known, very subtle. When I see it in reverse, it's something popping up out of nowhere. So for some of you, this could be someone that hits you up out of nowhere, like an unexpected talk or a surprising talk. That could absolutely be it. Now, is it tied in with what we have here up in the front? Possibly. But when I catch this moon in reverse, it's like something becoming known. And illumination has been a part of this reading since the very beginning, okay? Things being revealed, revelations, things popping up out of nowhere. So the moon in reverse under the Page of Pentacles, if it's not a surprising or unexpected talk or message, to me, maybe there's a new path that you're wanting to walk, whether it's a new job, new work, learn something new. There could be there's like an aha moment, like, oh, okay, I should have walked down this path years ago, or I should have learned this years ago. So I'm picking up a lot of like revelation type of energy as well. But the big thing I'm picking up here in the center is like someone popping up out of nowhere, having that unexpected or surprising talk. And it feels good to me. It doesn't feel like it's someone dropping a negative bomb on you. This feels good. Okay, and especially with like Lady Justice, now we have the yin yang happening here, the Two of Cups. There's like the puzzle pieces fitting together here. So there might be a puzzle piece of yours, like in your puzzle of life, that's going to really come in and make the picture whole. I hope that makes sense. Let's go in on Lady Justice. I really like that. Whatever this message or this talk is, or this realization, is not a bad thing. That's a vibe I'm picking up. Okay, because the sun reveals, the moon in reverse also reveals. So we have a lot of things coming to light, Cancer. So let's go in on Lady Justice, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Interesting reading this week. Definitely a different dynamic than last week, for sure. Thank you. Okay. All right, some of you might be dealing with various different delays in this time as well, and I feel like it's for a purpose, okay? Even if you don't realize it, even if you don't understand the reason why, it's like, all right, why is this taking so much effort? Why is this taking so much energy? Like, this is something that should be easy. Don't be surprised if things like that start popping up. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse underneath this Lady Justice. Now, the Knight of Wands could represent a fire sign that you might not be seeing eye to eye with, so Aries, Leo, Sag. But when it's in reverse, it's stopped. Like in the upright, it's full go, full blast. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. In reverse, it's like screeching brakes. Okay, so for some of you, like maybe you're thinking about stopping something. Okay, or there might be a situation or something going on where it's like, okay, need to pump the brakes here. Okay, I'm not saying it's connected to all this stuff we have going on here, but there could be something happening in life, whether it's a problem or not, where it's like, okay, this needs to slow down, or something might need to slow down. Once again, I have to give that message to some Cancerians. I know not all of them. If you were signing anything with a contract, if you were doing anything legal, or anything that you have to put your name to in this time, whether it's a lease or anything like that, please take your time with it. If you have a decision to make or a choice to make, please take your time with it. Like, because I feel like this could be something totally different than what we have going on up front. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Obviously, that's not going to be for every single Cancer, but let's recap it, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, interesting reading, mostly extremely positive here. But position number one, we have the Two of Cups with the Sun in the upright, Leo energy here. Doesn't have to be, of course, but to me, this felt like an idealized type of energy where either someone looks at you like everything or you look at someone else like they're everything. There's so much love here. And for a lot of Cancerians, that could be coming in for you. And this is just a beautiful, warm type of energy. You could also be having realizations about the connections that you're in right now in life. In the center, we have the Page of Pentacles with the Moon in reverse, someone popping up out of nowhere right here. So whether, I don't feel like it's somebody definitely returning, but to me, this feels more like an unexpected message or an unexpected talk or conversation where someone just pops up out of nowhere. You could also be having realizations about new things that you should have put your energy into, like a while back, new things you're wanting to learn. There's a big illumination here. On the back end, we do have Lady Justice with the Knight of Wands in reverse. So once again, big warning about anything contractual or legal here. Please take your time with it. But there could be various other things in life, whether behaviors or situations where you might have to pump the brakes or put it to a stop. So please take a screenshot of that, Cancer. Interesting reading. Let's see what's in the shadows here. Guides, talk to me. What do we have in the shadows for the Cancerians? And yes, I always say I like to pull one of these at the end of every reading just to see what's up, whether it's something within you, maybe it's something you don't quite see. And it doesn't always have to be a challenge. I just like a little shadow card, right? So what's happening in the shadows for Cancer? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. So there's a few different tiers to choose from. Obviously, there's no pressure. It's just a beautiful way to support the channel. So let's get it going here. One shadow card from the Cancerians to close us off nice. Thank you. Two of Wands, something about strategy and planning. Notice that we started the reading with the two, and now we are completely ending off with the Two of Wands. Now, generally, once again, as with twos, Lady Justice, it could be about decisions or choices. So a lot of Cancerians could feel like they're at a crossroads right now. Hopefully you're not struggling or dealing with indecision when this card shows up. But a big thing with the Two of Wands, aside from all the things I already mentioned, is that this is a big card of strategy and planning. Okay, planning the future, planning the next steps. So maybe Spirit's asking you, like, hey, maybe you need to plan a little bit for the future, like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Start putting certain plans into place. There is something here involving strategy. For a very small portion of you, maybe there's someone you're connected to that is making some plans towards you as well. That could be a possibility with this Two of Wands. But it's not quite in the manifestation phase. It's like in the planning phase. So we're just going to put that down right there, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for December, I'll be giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's one of my favorite new decks out there, and it's really enjoyable to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you think tarot is best used for? Is it for looking at love situations, the past, the future, energy checks? Whatever it is, you drop your answer down in the comments below. And as always, the winners will be announced at random at the end of December. My friends, as always, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.